You know, sometimes fighting games outside of the genre can be an absolute disaster. Other times it's a beautiful masterpiece. Take the anime Street Fighter II V for example. V for victory. I talked before about Ken Ryu and Chun Li's adventure dealing with Vega and how insane Vega was and how much of a creep he was on that show. Directly following that, we had the trials of Chun Li's dad. Yes, that Chun Li's dad. I've covered him a few times when talking about this show, but to sum him up really briefly, he was an Interpol agent who was tracking down the criminal mastermind of Shado, and he was trying to find their leader, who he would later suspect would be Bison. Not sure if he ever got to finding those details out or not. We'll get to that in a second. But he had stopped numerous drug operations with the help of Ken and Ryu, and he was even responsible for the training of martial arts action star Fei Long. Yes, Chun Li's dad is the trainer of Fei Long in this show, and this is what Fei Long looks like. But anyways, Captain Dorai's snooping around got him in a lot of trouble, and it made him a wanted man by the hands of Shado and their underneath crime syndicate on this show that was known as the Ashura. They tried numerous assassination attempts which never actually went through as planned. This one though was a doozy. So Borog seeks out the help of an assassin to try to sort of exterminate Captain Dorai. Borog lies to Cammy and says that Captain Dorai was actually a crooked Interpol agent, which was not the truth, but Cammy has a moral standard to where she doesn't like unjustly killing people that don't deserve it. It's nice to see standards in an assassin, to be quite honest. She wanted Borog to make sure that he promised that Interpol wouldn't come looking for her after she committed the crime that she's about to try on Dorai. When Borog says that he can't make the promise, Cammy says that if they do come after her, she's making sure that she gets Borog first. Sort of moral standards kind of went out the window there. But anyway, she goes to the hotel that Dorai staying at to start planning. So she actually sneaks to the neighboring hotel room so she could get a good view of Dorai, who just so happens to be working outside late at night on a laptop. By the way, in an underlying bit of foreshadowing, Dorai has been warned almost this entire show to take a vacation and stop working so hard. Note, him working so hard and not taking a break is exactly why what's about to take place is going to take place. So we get a Cammy nude scene as she starts disrobing and getting her secret agent clothes outside in the open. That's crazy, he has a naked Cammy behind him and he's so busy working that he doesn't notice this. So this brings me to the reason why all this is funny, and it shouldn't be. Cammy does a quick prayer before she does what she's about to do. She tiptoes to the edge of the balcony where she can get a good vantage point of Captain Dorai. She leaps to the balcony that Dorai is actually sitting on. She's right behind him. He never notices. Look at him, just typing away. The man actually leans back and doesn't see this human being standing over top of him somehow. You know, as human beings, we sort of have this sixth sense sometimes when somebody's near us or just staring at us and we have no idea. We just automatically pick up on a person being there and we just look unconsciously. Apparently Dorai doesn't have that at all. So then Cammy goes into action and this happens. So Dorai's done. Cammy hops back over to her balcony as Dorai bleeds out, and that's the end of Chun Li's father. So, that was all just a daydream. None of that actually happened, she just envisioned it. This is how it actually takes place. So after she sees the assassination attempt in her mind, she now tries it in practice. Same prayer. Kisses the crucifix. Dorai is a sitting duck, not paying attention, inexplicably. Only this time, when she grabs the crucifix, there's a wire, a very thin wire, attached to it. She's going to use it as a weapon. Killing somebody with the crucifix is insane, almost as wild as the gun in Trigun. In any event, Dorai is saved by a phone call from Fei Long. Fei Long said he's gonna stop by to see Chun Li and Dorai because he has a movie to film in Hong Kong coming up. Then we get this little outburst from Fei Long.
Barcelona, here I come! Chun Li, Ken, Ryu, I hope you're ready to rumble because Fei Long is ready for competition!
And then Dorai gets back to work. So Cammy's setup continues, she has her killing wire present, and she leaps into action. Only this time, Dorai sees her coming, like a normal person, but she still manages to get the wire around his neck. This does not take place as smoothly as it did the last time. So, because Dorai doesn't try to cut the wire or do anything to protect himself, he just stands there and watches as Cammy kicks him over the balcony. I gotta be careful with how much of this I can show on YouTube, by the way. But she kicks Dorai over the top until he stops struggling and the crucifix that's attached to him stops spinning and he stops moving. Cammy asks for forgiveness before dropping Dorai. I can't even imagine how many stories up this man is, but he falls and falls and falls into this conveniently passing truck. Obviously, paramedics are called. They snatch out Dorai's body, hurls him into an ambulance, as Borog watches from a distance. For the record, the Borog's also working for Interpol. He's the corrupt Interpol agent, not Dorai. And then Cammy takes her cleansing victory shower after terminating Captain Dorai. Just kidding, he actually survived this nonsense. Go figure.
Get it on that selector, make it verse fit. Get it on that 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Get it on that. Choose and pick the best one. Get it on that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get it on that selector, make it verse fit. Get it on that 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Get it on that. Choose and pick the best one. Get it on that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.